Walking into classrooms throughout Hedgesville, you feel really cold or hot and nothing in between. Here are some students' perspectives on the variety of temperatures in the building.
Individual classrooms, I think the hallways and like the commons area are pretty good, but just in individual classrooms it's very super cold or it's super hot and there's just really no in between.
I think once like in the morning, like when you first get to school, it's like always like really mucky and pretty yucky, and like towards the end of the day it gets like a lot cooler, so like there's like no right in between, but like she said, it's nice in the hallways but horrible in the classrooms.
So like different teachers' rooms depending on their preference. Like Mr. Bethel's room is always really cold.
The math wing tends to be warmer than like the language wing.
I think that the locker rooms and the dance rooms are really hot, but everywhere else is freezing.
I think the math wing is always pretty cold, and like for some reason the Spanish wing, like the foreign language wing, is super hot all the time.
We asked students about how it affects their learning ability.
Yes, because if I'm really cold, I'm just focusing on trying to keep warm.
If people are really cold, they're not going to pay as much attention. If they're uncomfortable, they're going to want to like fix the problem instead of paying attention.
I do have to say though, most of my morning classes are pretty cold, so it keeps me awake, so I think that's kind of a good thing. But I know especially in my classrooms that are a little hotter, I feel a little bit more relaxed and I get really tired, so I feel like that affects my learning ability. But definitely when it's super cold, I'm like focused.
You like she can't help but think that like the cold makes me learn a little more, because in the morning I have like that wing of the school, and it's always like hot, so like it's like makes you relax and then you end up falling asleep
or wanting to fall asleep.
Some students gave their opinions about solutions to fix the problem.
I guess just have like a regular temperature school-wide.
I think it depends on the day.
Yeah, it really does depend on the day, because if it's super hot, then it's always like super freezing in here and I'd rather be outside. But if it's super cold, then depending on where you're at, it's still super cold, or it's like you're in a sauna. Maybe opening up the windows, because sometimes it's nice outside. Maybe just opening up the windows a little bit, and I don't know how they control the temperature, but if they could change that or just make it a little bit more more like the hallways, where it's like just a nice in between.
Overall, in HHS, the temperatures change from room to room, and the student body agrees the temperature should be better regulated.